Good evening, good evening, and welcome back. Yes, welcome back to M&M TV with your host this evening, Mark. And in this evening's video is more of the politics. Yes, it hot, mm-hmm, very hot. It hot to the point that madness are going. Yes, man, madness are going. Because in this one, you're going to hear from a cross lady, yes, angry lady, miserable lady. You're going to hear from Miss Karen Cross, yes, as she go after the opposition leader, yes. She said Mr. Golden is acting like a madman because they commissioned a poll recently where the poll said the prime minister have lost ratings. Yes, his ratings was at 38%, and now it is down to 25%. Yes, so the prime minister have lost 13% ratings in 1 year, but it was a PNP commission poll, but it have some very disturbing finding also for the opposition leader. Because in this poll, the opposition leader, we would have thought by now that the opposition leader would have been gaining on the prime minister. By now, you'd have thought that the opposition leader would have overtake the prime minister. But no, according to Ms. Karen Cross, she's here saying that the poll have shown the opposition leader last year at 18 percentage points. But in this poll that they put together, they commission, the poll have the opposition leader at 14%. Yes, my viewers, this is what Miss Karen Cross was saying. So don't take my word for it. You're going to hear it for yourself. Yes, and as I said before, Miss Cross said the opposition leader I get off. She said, he might get mad because it seemed like he must sit down on a stool or sit down on a bench or sit down and talk to himself. Because when you see how the poll should show him now in a greater light, it is showing him in a darker light. But please, don't take my word for it. Or no, don't come for me. Because my sister wanna attack me. I wanna give it to me. Left, right, and center. But don't my back broad still. It don't bother me too much. But I don't miss say so. No come for me. A Karen says so. So I'm going to now let you hear Miss Karen Cross. Yes. As she put the opposition leader and his operative under attack, under fire. So here is Miss Karen Cross as she get angry.
Was commissioned by the People's National Party. Them asked the pollster to go out there and ask Jamaican people how them feel about stuff. Them pay for it. People's National Party commissioned the poll and paid for it. Now, when you commission a poll, you can manipulate the poll. The reason why people commission the poll is because they want a desired result from the poll. I've seen it done many, many times throughout the world, in England, in the US, in France. Pollsters manipulate the poll to get the results that they want. So anybody can get up and get a poll done, and one person can say, boy, you're losing, and then can get an next poll, and person say, you are winning. The trick in the poll, however, is how you explain it and what the narrative is that comes out of the poll. So the PNP commissioned this poll, and Peter Bunting allowed the gleaner to do the narrative for this poll. So whatever narrative the People's National Party wanted out of the poll, them didn't get it. Not that it's there, But because it can be manipulated in any way you want it, if they control the narrative, they probably could have gotten some good results out of it. If the intention was to show that Andrew Holness is going down and his numbers are sinking, then I mean no poll needed for that. Everybody in Jamaica knows that Andrew Holness is going down and his numbers was sinking. But let's take a little bit of dive into the numbers so you can understand what exactly these numbers are. In the last poll, Andrew Holness was 38%. Mark Golding was 18%. That's the last poll last year. Remember? We repeated in you how Mark Golding only have 18% compared to Peter Phillips' 34% that he had. So you're clear on that. Mark Golding had 18% last year. Andrew Holness had 38% last year. This new poll.
And before I go further with Miss Karen Cross, I want to give a little background about Miss Karen Cross. Because for those of you who are not, who don't remember, that Miss Karen Cross was expelled from the PNP. Yes, she was expelled from the PNP because she stood up for what she believed is right. Yes, because at the time, there was an election where Peter Bunting challenged Peter Phillips. Yes, Peter and Peter. Yes, and Peter Bunting went up against Peter Phillips a year before the general election. Yes, and they, Mr. Phillips became the victor. Yes, at that time there was the riser, which Peter Bunting and Mark Golding was a part of, and there was one PNP. Yes, one PNP, and of course Miss Karen Cross was a part of the one PNP. Yes, so after what happened in the 2020 election, a couple years after that, Karen, they expel her from the party because she's a woman that you can't muzzle her. She's a woman that you can't draw for her tongue. No, you can't do that. You can't stop her from talk. She speak her mind, like her or not. So because of that, the PNP, led by led by Mark Golding and Peter Bunting, feel more or less that Karen then can't hold her. So then just say, boy, Karen, it's time to go. They give her a KD night. It's time to pack your bag and go. And that's what they did to Miss Karen Cross. So now you hear Miss Karen Cross going hard at the opposition leader and Mark Golding and Peter Bunting. Yes, and she now hold back. So let's hear some more from Miss Karen Cross. Let's hear some more from her as she continue to attack and go after the risers, because you know how she feels.
Holness had 38% last year. This new poll, Andrew Holness only have 25%. So he lost 13%. This new poll, Mark now only have 14.7%. So he lost 3.3%. Now that is bad. But you know what is even worse than that? What is even worse than that is that Andrew Holness lost 13 points. And Mark Golding did not gain not one of those points. Let me repeat it to you, PNP people. If the government lose 13 points, don't you think that if the opposition leader doing better, some of that 13 points would go to him? Well, that did not happen. That 13 points The one side either waiting for Andrew Holness to leave or waiting for Andrew Holness to come wheel and come again with them. None of them, not even 1% of that 13% went to Mark Golding. Not even one. Andrew Holness lost 30.
So as you hear from Sister Karen Cross, say Mark Golding don't get a point out there 30. It bad for true. Yes, it's true. It bad for true. Because indeed he should have been now take it up. He should have been like a horse race. He should have been now neck and neck. Because being that Prime Minister would have lost 13 points. He should have been there up with the Prime Minister now, heading into the final stretch, yes, of the horse race. Yes. But it seemed like Mark Stahl, yes, brother, according to Karen, it seemed like Mr. Mark Golding in Stahl, it looked like he has stop run. But let me hear some more. Huh?
Even one. Andrew Holness lost 13 points, and not even one of those points went to Mark Golding. Mark Golding had 18 points, and Mark Golding 18 points were purely PNP people. He never had no labor rights. He never had no swing voters. He never had no voter who sit on the fence. He had 18% of PNP voters. And what happened in this poll? He now have 14.7, which means that 3.3% of PNP people left him. 3.3% of PNP people gone.
Wanna hear?
3.3 of PNP people say him sit down on a park bench looking like a madman, confused and befuddled, talking to him.
Wanna hear what Sister Karen Cross said? The opposition leader sit up on a park bench looking like a madman. And I miss so. Wanna hear it for yourself? And I miss so. So let's hear some more.
Self. Mark Golding has done at least 12 tours around this country. He has been in this position for 2 years and 3 months and some days. He has gone around the country at least 12 times. You hear them say them on tour. And all that time, he did not pick up not even one more PNP. Instead, him lose 3.3. Now, when you talk about backward movement, I eat that.
Yes. So as you hear Karen say, when you talk about backward movement, don't tell me that the opposition is going backwards. No, Karen, man. Come on, Karen. Do better than that. You can't say that the opposition leader is going backwards. Come on, Sister Karen. Come on, man. Eh? Have some mercy upon the opposition leader. Come on, Karen. You cannot say Mr. Mark Golding is going backwards. Remember, no, Mark Golding is just a married man, you know? And he having a wife. So he can't go backwards. But let's hear some more from Karen.
Vent. I eat that. So let me repeat it to you. All of you MPs in there, we hug him up. And I keep him and councillors and executive and all of you delegates out there. The man had 18% the last time. He toured the island of Jamaica at least 12 times, maybe more. Every minute you hear them say they're on tour. And within that period of time of touring, he never picked up 1 point. Never picked up not even one more PNP. I wonder for the ear. I know they're tired of hearing me. I know they're tired of hearing me. But I want you to think about this.
Like Karen is saying that Mark is stagnant. Eh? He not go forward, not back. Hmm? Miss Cross is saying that the opposition leader is stagnant. Stagnant. He not go forward nor back. And that was the reason why that was in the live that in the division that I did one day with Paul Patmore. I figure more or less that it was the right opportunity for him to throw in Mr. Patmore. And now that happened, I figure more or less that the seat that Dwayne Smith won. And when the finance minister depart, the PNP should also contest that one too. Perhaps it would have get because those two very important seats. Because you know when you look at the scheme of things right now, and then, he won the two little small election. These two elections would have been a feather in his cap, because all politics are local. Because though he might be not popular, but if his team is working on the ground, he could still become the next prime minister. But you know, we shall see what we shall see. But let's hear some more from Sister Karen Cross as she continues. Let's hear more from Miss Karen Cross as she continues to straighten up the opposition
tired
leader.
of hearing me. I know they're tired of hearing me. But I want you to think about this. The man went into this poll that he commissioned with 18 points. He came out of this poll that he commissioned losing 3.3 points. Holness lost 13 points, but none of those 13 points no went to Mark. Not even one. Them gonna sit on one side. Them they are nothing with PNP and nothing with Mark Golin. But worse than that, the man lose 3.3 of his own PNP, 18 points. How much longer are we going to sit here with Mark Golin and some people telling us some foolishness about not changing no leader right now and election? Damn election not near. Because the government underwater. Them not going to call an election until them feel like something good going to happen to them again. You can't blame them. That's the nature of the politics. While Uruguay sit down there with this dead stock leader, a madman, as Muta Baruka put it.
When you hear what Karen say? Mark Golden, a dead stock leader, a madman. Yes? And I miss it up. I'm hoping to hear for yourself. Sister Karen said Mark Golden, a dead stock leader, a madman. And I miss it already. So don't come to me. Please. Don't come to me.
Sitting down on a park bench, bewildered, talking to himself. Probably he's saying to himself, how did I get to lose 3.3% of this 18%? Why did PNP people leave me? After him toured the island at least 10 times or 12 times, and PNP people never, not even one more did he get. Instead, he lost 3.3.
Karen. I hear you. I hear you, Sister Karen. I hear you on that one. I hear you. I hear you. I don't know what my viewers is going to think about that. I mean, it'll be very interesting, to hear your views on this. It'll be very, very interesting to hear your views on what Miss Karen Cross have to say here, because she not hold back. No?
Well, I'll take my word for it,
Here are
It's
some
him
more.
commission the poll. It's him pay for the poll. It's Bunting give the gleaner for them to write the narrative, for them to write the analysis of this poll. But know this, PNP comrades, all is down 13 points. I have $500 in my wallet, and I bet you every cent of it that if Mr. Olis get up tomorrow morning and call a snap elections, the PNP will not win. At all. The GLP would still win. Why? Because we don't have a leader who can't even keep the PNP votes that he has. He can't even keep those. I mean, it would have been excellent news this morning if him still having 18%. But try and imagine, just try and imagine how crestfallen and disappointed PNP people feel this morning that him lose 3.3% of the 18% that he had. How crestfallen are you feeling? These are not Liberate votes, or people who don't vote, These are PNP votes. PNP votes. He had 18% off. And while he was touring the country, and they get to see him, and they get to listen to him talk, and they get to observe him lose 3.3%. And you want to keep him from going into elections? I'm warning all of you, Tony Hilton, Natalie Nita, Dennis Daly, Michael Phillips, I'm warning you have 14 seats now, you going to an election with Mark Golding, and you barely coming out with 6. We don't finish our analysis yet, We're not going to be.
Well, here, according to Karen Cross, she said the PNP are going with 14, and if they continue to use Mark Gold as leader, they will come out with 6. I for some reason, I don't share Karen's views on that one still. I don't business, I figure more or less that the PNP will do way better than the 2020 elections. Way better. So I mean, he may not be popular, but I perceive that if his MPs on the ground are his MPs in waiting, on the ground and do the work, I think it is still possible that he could be still becoming the prime minister. Because remember now, all politics is local. Yes, local. So it might not be popular, but he could be a prime minister, which is not popular. Because if you remember, my viewers and my subscribers, when Sister P, yes, let us not forget this. When a man that is called Bruce Golding went up against Sister P was the most popular leader in Jamaica at the time. And nobody would have thought that Mr. Bruce Harriet Golding could have defeated Sister P. But everybody would have known what happened that year. That year was a hurricane year. But the problem that Sister P had at the time, the election was too long. And when she should have called the election, she should have skid and a spin until the hurricane come, and she have to push back the election date. And that was what Bruce Golding need to overthrow the most popular leader that Jamaica have ever seen. Yes? So it's not too late for Mr. Golding, But Karen's views is Karen's views. But for those of us who understand how politics work, it is never too late for sure, right? But let's hear some more from Karen.
To be shock out on which when we are done and given the total thing. Even if we're going to election with Mark Golding, we're coming out with no more than 6 of those votes, in spite of how bad the JLP is performing. How ridiculous is that? I mean, when the other guy lose, we should have win. But the other guy lose, and you lose what you have. How does that make any sense to any of you? Really? How on God's green earth does that make any sense to you? That Mr. Old Mr. lose, he might lose.
Well, that is it, Yes, that is it. That is it from Miss Karen Cross. What wanna say? Wanna think that Sister Karen out of her mouth? What do you think about Miss Karen Cross? Yes? Because, she's a political animal. Yes? She said she know her numbers. She know what go on, and what go on. So, talk to me about what you think about Karen Cross. And please, do not say, me can't talk. Because if me can't talk, I say no. Yes? And then what we come to talk about. Some of us come dumb. Yes? So I'm grateful. Yes? How God make me. Alright? So on never come and throw shades at me. Say me can't talk. Go down, me can't this and me can't that. In everything, according to the scriptures, we must give thanks. I can talk and you can understand every word that I am saying. So I'm going to slow it down that you can hear me better. So that was indeed Miss Karen Cross, angry, and telling Mark Golden, say I'm a madman. Yes. And if you take on yourself, yes, take on yourself. Because his numbers should be going up and his number is dropping. So that means according to Karen, in Kana is not so bright at all. So no come for me. As she said that. Not me. So until another one, remember, like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So until another video, good evening.